Hi, I want to talk to you about a serious issue, mental illness. I want to help you become aware of what a mental illness is, recognize the warning signs that somebody might be suffering from a mental illness, how you can help them, and treatment options for friends and family. Did you know 54 million Americans suffer from some sort of mental illness in any given year? And that over 47,000 of those people committed suicide in 2018, according to the American Association of Suicide. Well, what is a mental illness? Mental illness is a disease that causes mild to severe disturbances in thought and or behavior, resulting in the inability to cope with life's ordinary demands and routines, according to the Mental Health of America. And according to the American Psychiatric Association, mental illnesses are health conditions involving changes in emotional thinking or behavior, or a combination of these. Mental illnesses are associated with distress and or problems functioning in a social, work, or family activities. That's pretty serious. It's going to affect your social life, your work life, your family. If you're somebody that's suffering, you don't want to see any of your friends and family have to go through the same things that you feel. We need to get you help. And if you know somebody that's suffering this, you're going to be affected by them too. So let's do what we can to help them. So what causes a mental illness? Well, there are 4 major factors that I think all the associations have agreed with: genes, biology, environment, and lifestyle. First, let's look at the genes. Genes means it's in your DNA. Well, 17 to 20%, 8% of the risk for mental illness can be accounted for by variations in common genes, which means it's passed on from your mother and father, and you can get it from other relatives too. Biology. Head injuries between ages 11 and 15 was the strongest predictor for development of schizophrenia, depression, and bipolar disorder, according to Mental Health America. So if you have a head injury or you have something wrong in your head, it can cause something in there to go haywire, and sometimes you need to get help, and it can cause a mental illness. Environment. Well, you are what you grow up around, I suppose. 2.6 times more likely to have depression, 5 times more likely to have a serious alcohol problem, 17 times more likely to have a learning or behavioral problem, and 3 times more likely to have a serious job problem, according to Mental Health America. Now, if you have these negative things in your environment, such as a divorce, domestic violence, maybe your parents were doing drugs and you were exposed to it all the time, these are things that can affect your mental well-being. Your lifestyle, what you are as an adult, can also affect it. Substance abuse and mental illness go hand in hand. So if you're abusing drugs, or you're going out partying all the time and getting messed up and can't remember things, drinking too much, that can affect your mental state. Well, according to the same study by Mental Health America, you're 2.3 times more likely to develop a nicotine dependency, 3 times more likely to develop an alcohol dependency, and 30 times more likely to develop an illicit drug problem. So that would be harder things like heroin or cocaine. Well, how do we recognize it? How do we know if somebody's suffering from a mental illness, right? Well, there are a few warning signs, but remember, this isn't a complete list, so there can be more. But these are some of the major ones. You'll notice problems concentrating, changing in eating habits. They might be eating more, they might be eating less. They might be worried or irritable all the time. Notice that they're shaking and restless. You could have a loss of interest in activities that you used to enjoy. You used to go skateboarding all the time, and now you just want to sit in the house and be alone. Energy levels, you might want to sleep all the time. You might just be lethargic and not want to do anything, and people might mistake this for lazy, but it's not. Social withdrawal, you won't want to be around people. You'll be tired, you'll feel like you're a burden on other people. But these things aren't true, but you'll feel it. You'll have changes in sleeping habits. You might be sleeping all the time. You might be up all night worrying and then sleeping all day, but it's not normal. There are over 200 different mental illnesses, from depression to schizophrenia to social anxiety, dementia. Some of the ones you might recognize, there might be psychosis, things that I don't even know. Like I said, there are over 200, and not everybody's going to be the same. So what do? Well, what we do is we try to talk to them about it. We don't try to fix them or tell them what to do. We have patience. We do the research and figure out what's going on. Try to understand a little better what they're going through. Establish a support network with your friends, your family. Make sure everyone around this person understands what they're going through. Always check in regularly. Be a friend. Text them, call them, say, hey, what's up? How are you doing today? Even if they don't want to talk right then and there, let them know that those lines of communication are open. Avoid judging them and dismissing them. Don't devalue what they're feeling. If they say, I'm sad, don't tell them, oh, don't feel like that. Listen to them. Don't judge them. Don't make them feel like what they're saying and feeling is wrong. There are treatment options. There are always treatment options, but not two treatments will be the same. Everyone will need something different, and the first step is to always see your doctor. Counseling and therapy can be one place too. These are professionals. They'll know exactly what's going on. You can join support groups, people that are also going through this that you can talk to that understand it. There are medications, like I said, this can be a chemical imbalance in your head and things in your head can be going wrong. So a medicine might help. Not the same medicine for everybody, and sometimes it is trial and error, so never give up. Hospitalization might be required if you are harming yourself or harming others. You might need to be monitored, and this is a good place to go too. But don't be embarrassed of any of it. And in the worst case scenario, when somebody decides that they want to take their life, remember, there is a hotline for that. Call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline right here, 1-800-273-TALK, or you can go online at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. We are not professionals, a lot of us, on how to deal with somebody who's trying to kill themselves. Sometimes we might make something worse. You can call if you know somebody that is trying to commit suicide, or if you are thinking about committing suicide, do not hesitate. It's not the right thing to do. But I hope now that you understand how mental illness is severe, how to recognize it, what it is, and the treatment options. And I hope you guys get the help that you need. Thank you so much.